What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got a loaded episode today. Conor McGregor is speaking out for first time since Max Holloway fight was announced, and he's saying all the right things. Khamzat was fired up after UFC 328. Ilia Topuria is picking his next dance partner, and Sean Strickland is out here saying things that are gonna get him in trouble again. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with biggest name in this post, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor sat down for an interview with his new energy drink brand called Mac Energy, and it was first time we really heard from him since July 11th announcement against Max Holloway at UFC 329, and honestly he sounded focused, sharp, like a guy who knows exactly what he's walking into. He talked about his training, his deal with UFC, and what it's mean to be coming back against a former champion. Here's the key code. He said the UFC finally honored him, he's happy with the deal, and he's called Holloway a quality opponent, somebody he's beaten before, but someone who's accomplished and dangerous now. He also said something that I thought was actually really mature for Conor. He talked about preparing for worst case scenario in the fight. What does he do if the ankle goes, if the shoulder goes? His whole mindset, fight isn't over unless you give up. This is the mindset Conor is coming back with. He's mapping out responses to everybody and every bad situation that could happen in that octagon. It's surprising is that the Conor we knew from 5 years ago. No, but honestly, that might be smarter Conor, the one who's been through broken leg and long layoff and has come out the other side with different perspective. Now, here's where it gets interesting. His manager, Audi Arthur, was interviewed recently, and he made it clear that Conor McGregor is not looking to fight once and disappear again. He said, and in a phrasing that they are not waiting another year after July 11th. They want him active. They want a next fight lined up. And this is the start of full session for Conor McGregor. Whatever actually happens in another conversation, but the intent is there, and if the UFC gave him kind of deal people are speculating about, considering Paramount knows exactly what Conor McGregor fight does for viewership, this a real incentive to keep him busy. It's also worth nothing. Conor West reportedly down to 2 fights left on his contract. The way he's talking about his deal, there's a decent chance that he may have already signed an extension. We will likely find out more during UFC 329 fight to be. July 11th can come fast enough. Now let's move on to Shimaya. Khamzat was not happy, and honestly, can you blame him? Sean Strickland pulled off one of the biggest upsets of the year at UFC 328, beating Shimaya by decision. But the MMA world has been split right down the middle of that scorecard. A lot of fighters, fans, and media thought Khamzat did enough to win. Well, Khamzat himself clearly thinks so too, but he hoped on X over the weekend and he was not holding back. He called Strickland out directly, saying next time someone has to be dead. And then he went a step further, questioning whether the judging was stacked against him. His argument, all the judges were American and the organization is American, his opponent is American and he is not an American. In the close fight, is asking, who do you think the decision going to be? Now look, I am not going to sit here and say that definitely what happened, but it's not a wild thing to ask when sports has had judging controversies forever. One of the 3 judges did score. It was Shimaya, so it wasn't anonymous. The fight was close. Whether that means it was politics or just bad judging, there's for you to decide. What I do know is that the rematch needs to happen. The problem, Strickland is dealing with serious shoulder injury and may now fight again in 2026, so Khamzat might have to wait, and knowing him, That's going to be very loud weight. All we got for today's episode of Adrian 5 Files. A lot's going on in the fight world right now. McGregor coming back, Shimaya rematch Jays. If you enjoyed these, drop a like, hit a subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And let me know in the comments, who do you think call McGregor or Holloway on July 11th? Thank you for watching.